Hey, my lovelies, welcome to my channel. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to tune in to the Daily Vibration. So if you are tuning in via Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, or if you are tuning in via the podcast, I want to say welcome. If you're part of the Patreon community, welcome. All right, so don't forget Patreon community. We will be live on Patreon doing the karma readings on the 23rd. Okay, so you want to come on out and join us. All right, now, okay. If you not new to the channel, welcome back. All right, my name is Kamoy. We're going to be tapping into the daily vibration today for Wednesday, December 16th, 2020. Can you guys believe that we're about to wrap up the year? Like, we literally are like 2 weeks away from the year ending, okay? Now, if you are new to the channel, I want to let you know that you are not just responsible for mastering your zodiac sign, aka the month you were born under, right? You are also responsible for mastering all 12 aspects of the zodiac wheel because they make up 12 aspects of your psyche, okay? So they are an embodiment of who you are, my loves, okay? With that being said, you need to know that today, December 16th, 2020, is vibrating on the number 5. And Wednesday, which is also ruled by Mercury, if I might add, is vibrating on the number 1. All right. So Wednesday, the actual day, vibrates on 1. And December 16th, 2020, the actual date is vibrating on the number 5. All right. The planet that is ruling today is Mercury. So we're dealing with communication, right? So you want to be mindful of that, right? So there's heavy, powerful, energy of communication in the ear. All right, so some of you can find that this is a day where your mind is clear. You feel like you want to just share. And then I let me just add this too. I am not taking into consideration the placement of the moon here. Okay, so we're not taking into consideration placement of the moon, or we're not taking into consideration any placement within your own personal birth chart. I am just taking into consideration just the aspect of Mercury and what it's bringing to the table, okay? And how it applies to Wednesday, the day itself, all right? Keeping that in mind, my lovelies, let's move along with the vibration. So we're going to start out with the vibration of Wednesday, which is the vibration of the number 1. All right. The higher vibrational aspect of the number 1 is some things that you can find in the collective today, which you may be interacting with yourself or with others. Could be you learning how to trust your intuition is going to be key today. I always start off the vibrations when I'm doing the numerology aspect of this is to really reinforce to you why you want to pay attention to your intuition. So your intuition can save your life. Like, your intuition is literally linked to all of your opportunities, even the ones you can't see, even the ones you be getting in the way of. Your intuition is locked into all of that stuff. So pay attention to your intuition today. Number 1 is vibrating on your intuitive nature today. All right. Now, a few things that the number 1 is also vibrating on is strength. Okay. You're also going to find forcefulness and authority in the atmosphere. Now, that's in the positive end as well as the negative end. Okay. So in the positive end, you want to be maybe forceful and take authority of things that you may have let get out of control, or maybe put your foot down because you've established some boundaries and they need to be reinforced, okay? So you may find yourself needing to be more assertive today with this vibration, or maybe even being your own self-leader, because self-leadership is in the atmosphere today. So you may have to, honey, you may have to lead yourself to your own victory today, okay? There's an omniscience, okay? An an all-knowing essence, an omniscience. Okay, there's an omniscience energy in the ear today, all right? Just an all-knowing energy in the ear today. You want to tap into that. Tap into that. That's like, you know, but you don't know why you know, but you just know. And you can't explain it, but you just know that you know. Go with that know. Follow that intuition today. All right, my loves. Now, lower vibrational end of the number 1 today, you can find that forceful energy in an atmosphere that we talked about. But that forceful energy could also be combative energy, right? Because this can be energy of people not trusting their intuition today. So that can also be in the lower vibrational end of the number 1. Others not trusting their intuition today, which then brings in codependent energy, because then, they want to pull from you or they want to project, right? As well, then tapping into passive aggressive energy, and maybe even feeling lack of inspiration, not really feeling motivated today can be in the atmosphere for some people. And let me close off the number 1 lower vibrational energy with this. Some people may not even be emotional today, or emotionless. Some people may have no emotions today. All right. So if you know that you're interacting with someone that really never really gives a shit about how you feel, and they just tend not to have any emotions, you want to be mindful that that might be a little bit more high today than usual days when you're communicating to them. So you want to, don't take it personally, especially if you are sensitive by nature. Okay, so be mindful of that. Now, let's hop on over to the number 5, okay? So vibrating on the number 5 today is the actual date. December 16, 2020, vibrating on the number 5 today. We actually had Tuesday vibrating on the number 5 yesterday. So the day, Tuesday, was actually vibrating on 5. So we still have some of that energy in the atmosphere with change, right? Now, I don't know if you are new, you may not have heard me said this before. If you are not new to the channel, you may have heard me said this in many of the hundreds of videos that I put out, okay? Because by now, I probably have over 1,000 videos on the YouTube channel, okay? With that being said, I do want to say this. Change is the one constant thing that's promised to us, right? Change is the one constant thing that is promised to us, right? That's the one thing that you can guarantee that is going to unfold throughout your lifetime, that is change. So you want to embrace that change. It is not a negative thing. It's not a positive thing. It is just a way of evolution, how things evolve, the growth, the process of the universe is forever expanding, which requires change, okay? Now, today, however, change can come in an unconventional way. That is on the higher end of the number 5. Being unconventional, figuring out different ways to do things, stepping out of the box, doing things differently. As you tap into maybe not taking things personally today and more so looking at the aspect of things from maybe a life lesson instead of maybe somebody trying to get you, right? So be mindful today that life lessons are in the higher end of the vibration of the number 5, so you can embrace that change. Not to mention ingenious energies in the atmosphere today, as well as being a quick thinker, right? So being a quick thinker, being quick-witted today is in the atmosphere if you're vibrating on the higher end of the number 5. On the lower end of the number 5, you can find inconsistent energy, fear of change. You can also find people that hates routine. And I'm not just talking about people that hates routine because, you know, they're adventurous, right? I'm just talking about people that just don't really want to do shit and just hates their routine. So you might get on the job today with someone that is in customer service and they just hate their routine because that's just not what they're there to do. They're supposed to be adventurous, free-spirited, but they're stuck doing a routine that they don't really enjoy, right? So this is where you begin to learn to create your own rituals in your own routine. So bounce back over to the positive end of the number 5 and tap into your life lessons and be ingenious with the way that you're solving problems today, right? Now, continuing in the lower vibrational end of the number 5, you do have restless energy in the atmosphere, so be mindful of that because this week there is a little bit of anxious energy in the atmosphere with all of these transits going on with the solar eclipse that just happened, as well as with the new moon energy, okay? So you want to be mindful of that as we're moving throughout that energy today, okay? Now, some people may also be inflexible in their thoughts and in their actions today, so definitely don't take things personally today as you're moving throughout the day, right? There are going to be major changes unfolding in some people's life today. Now, let me just say this because I did put this on the positive and the negative end. Now, the negative changes that can come in today can be very hostile and maybe very full of discord and maybe even very argumentative and can get aggressive. So you definitely want to utilize wisdom today because we do have wisdom in the atmosphere with this Mercury energy. So utilize wisdom today in your communication, all right? If you know someone is already moody, already inflexible, right? Try not to force your wants, your needs in anyone today. You may have to tap into leading yourself, all right? Being assertive but not forceful is going to be key today, right? Being forceful and taking authority is going to be key today. Now, which one of the fence you need to be on is going to be based on your own particular situation, right? So assertiveness and forcefulness is going to be key. You just got to balance that out and see where exactly you may need to place each, okay? Now, we're going to jump into the wisdoms for the elements, right? We've started out with the wonderful fire elements, which includes Sagittarius. It also includes Leo, and it includes Aries, okay? If you are a Sagittarius, a Leo, or an Aries, my love, okay, listen to me, all right? You can definitely apply this message to areas in your life where you may need movement, you may need to take action, right? However, if you are not a fire sign, you may also need to take movement or action in your life. This energy can also apply to any areas maybe filled with passion or lustful lustful energy, but it's also very powerful with intuitive energy, okay? So apply it to your intuition, apply it to the places that needs action, movement, passion, or maybe even lustful energy, all right? Even if you ain't a fire sign, you can apply that. That's how you can use that energy, okay? So the message today is the Two of Air energy popping up, along with the Eight of Water popping up and the Ace of Fire, okay? Now, let me just say this right now. Two of Air energy is all about maybe a decision that needs to make and maybe feeling like you're not quite sure what to do. This is in your head energy. Paired with the Eight of Water, there could be some type of disappointment or feeling like you're at a stalemate. Once again, not really knowing how to move. Definitely disappointed, having a desire to move on, right? This may require you to grow up emotionally and maybe even think look at things from a different aspect, maybe on the spiritual side and not so much a logical side, okay? Ace of Fire is saying that there is a new opportunity and a change is coming, and a change is really here, and it is now time for you to operate and move in that change, which is a beautiful day to do that. One, it's a day of communication. Two, it's a day of change. And three, we're in the energy of that eclipse that is going to take you into the change that's necessary. The thing here is don't fight this change because it's really an exciting time for you. And if you embrace it, right? Ace of Fire is like a major arcana. Ace of Fire kind of includes all of the elements. I'm just saying, right? So you want to be mindful to move through the energy today, utilizing definitely wisdom if you feel a little indecisive, right? And sometimes when you don't know what to do, you may want to do nothing until you kind of figure it out. So don't move in emotions today, all right? There's decisions that needs to be made. You may need to stop pretending like there's not a problem here, okay? Yeah, some of you just want to move on. You're tired of being disappointed and you want something more meaningful. Which really leads back into life lessons, okay? And, you know, why am I here? And I'm not just talking about here as a human. Next could be, why am I here at this job? Why am I here in this relationship? Why am I here? Okay? All right. So now we're going to move on over to the wonderful air elements. That's going to be Geminis. That's going to be Libras. And that is also going to be Aquarius. If you are not a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarius, my love, you are going to apply this energy to your thinking, your spiritual, and your mental thinking. This is where you're going to apply that energy, okay? In your head, the conversations that you replay in your mind is where you're going to place this energy, okay? Now, I want you guys to keep in mind, my loves, okay, that everything unfolds based on you, the individual, all right? You have a choice maybe to operate, move differently, to do things differently, to not do things differently, right? Your effects, right, is known by the causes, right? So what is the cause? What do you do in order to get the result that you are getting, all right? Keep that in mind, my wonderful air signs, okay? Now, if you are not an air sign, once again, this is all about your thinking in your head, the conversations with yourself, okay? Mind loops, okay? Queen of Water is popping up with the Four of Earth, as well as the Awakening card is popping up here. And can I just tell you guys something? The Awakening card is an interesting card. This is like the Hangman or Hangwoman card, depending on what deck you're looking at, okay? So we have the Queen of Water and the Four of Earth, okay? Queen of Water is all about somebody that may have been patient, someone that may have been loving. This is someone that has gathered themselves emotionally. This could be you getting into a different aspect of your relationship where it's growing deeper, where you're trusting your intuition even maybe in how you move. Before you take a move, you're trusting your intuition, okay? For some of you, this is just you loving and caring for others and maybe feeling like I want to say maybe feeling like you've been given too much of yourself and not getting back enough in return, okay? Especially maybe when it comes to money or maybe even household things, okay? Some of you may have been given less than is given to you. You may be taking more than is given to you, okay? So as your intuition is telling you right here, you may need to extend a little bit more love, a little bit more patience with others, okay? As well as you take care of yourself is what I'm hearing, okay? You may want to definitely look at things at a different perspective. If you've been complaining about a thing, if you've been maybe neglecting the thing, right? You may need to bring that into center and bring that into focus. If you've been spending money maybe in one area and not fulfilling your commitments in another area, you may need to look at that also, right? The Queen of Water energy is saying that, yeah, you're becoming more empathetic, and you really may need to take a look also at the people close to you, maybe even those that are not as fortunate as you, and maybe even stand in a little bit more of gratitude. Okay, different perspective needs to be gained here, my wonderful ear sign. Okay, some of you could be at a temporary standstill here, because you're kind of battling with yourself, especially if you're the one giving more than you're getting, right? It's important for you to be yourself, but you do not have to be taken advantage of in certain situations. Okay, so be cautious of how you do things. All right, you may want to make better decisions, not based on the perspective of you being too overly empathetic. Okay, because that can turn into codependency, right? Being loving and caring is beautiful, and it is needed. Don't get me wrong. Okay. However, it is important always for you to be yourself and not just put on a face of loving and kindness because you want to be loved by somebody else. Okay. So that's going to be important. All right. Yeah, if you're giving too much, watch how much you give. If you're taking too much, you want to watch how much you're taking and balance that out with a little bit more giving, okay? All right, so we're moving on to the wonderful Earth energy, Capricorns, Virgos, and Taurus. If you are not a Capricorn, a Virgo, or a Taurus, this message is going to apply, my loves, to your earthly things, the house, the car, the bills, the kids, the family, and the responsibilities therein. So you want to be mindful of that as you are moving throughout the energy today, okay? Now, you got the Knight of Air in reverse, you got the Magician card, and you got the Knight of Fire in reverse. Okay, so let me just say right here, right off the back, Knight of Fire in reverse. I'm sorry, Knight of Air in reverse, Magician in reverse, and Knight of Fire. Okay, reverse. Okay. All right. What's up? Knight of Air in reverse. You got somebody that's just doing a whole bunch of talking and not really thinking about the consequences, okay? This person could be very intellectual, very intelligent, but they can also be very indecisive. I kind of feel like they're moving very fast. They are rushing in with this communication, and they're talking, very clearly stating their opinions, but not really giving creative ways to solve things. Kind of like maybe pointing the finger, okay? Now, I want to say this. Usually, I would say that when the Magician card is represented, this is beautiful energy. Oh, yes, you know, you're getting your shit together. Life is magical. You got the power. So this person could have some power and have some authority, or maybe have some power over you, or have some authority in your life and in your reality. However, I want to say this, however, right? Because the Knight of Fire is showing up in reverse, this lets me know that this person could be a little bit hasty in their response, and maybe even in their movement, okay? They're very self-confident, but they may not always think before they move, okay? Now, with this happening, what this can do is really bring in some frustration and maybe even some scattered thinking, because you're not really planning before you move, all right? They're really thinking time of the essence, but before they actually, okay, so it's like packing up for a trip and not taking inventory to make sure that you have your charger. So so now, all of a sudden now you're on the road, you're driving, and you're, you don't have a GPS attached to the car, so now your phone is dying and you don't have the charger to charge the phone because you did not take inventory. You just, okay, I'm going on a trip. You didn't even pack right? So now the next stop may be 2 miles away. You at 2% now. At least you were able to get that the next stop is 2 miles away, but you still can't really clue into where you are because your phone has died and you don't have a charge because you didn't take the time to pack. So don't rush in. Take your time to do things today as you're moving throughout the energy. The Night energy, both of them showing up in reverse, this lets me know that there could be a little bit of impatience, not just in communication, but also in your movements today, okay? This person has the opportunity, or you have the opportunity, my wonderful, wonderful earth signs, to be very resourceful. It's there. But however, if you try to rush the process, or maybe try to take that cake out the oven before it's done, honey, guess what? You can be eating raw cake dough. Yeah. Raw batter. Not cake dough, raw cake batter. I think that's the right way to put it, right? So just be mindful of that. Trust the process today. You do have the magic, or if you're dealing with someone, they do have the power to get things done. They're just a little hasty, all right? And sometimes when you do things prematurely, it can cost you, right? Remember, I just said, what is the cost to your effect? What is the cause of your effect, right? If you have a particular outcome, what did you do to get that outcome? That is the question you want to ask yourself today. Okay, my loves? All right. Last but not least, we are jumping on over to the water elementals. Okay, so with the water elements, this is going to be, guess who? Scorpios, my wonderful Cancers, as well as Pisces. If you are not a Scorpio, Pisces, or a Cancer, you can apply this message to your feelings, your emotions, okay? This is where this is going to resonate with, all right? You got the 10 of water, but the 10 of water is showing up in reverse. You got the 7 of earth showing up here. You got the 8 of fire showing up here also. And you also have the 2 of fire showing up here also, all right? The 10 of water represents emotions also. This is you feeling like you're content in your family, you're content in your material needs, you're content in the home life, and you've created and built trustworthy relationships. However, that is showing up in reverse. So some of you may feel like things on that front is not popping off emotionally the way you want to, okay? Remember, today is a day of communication with that Mercury energy sealed into Wednesdays, right? Now, I want to say this. You may not feel that way, but with the 7 of earth energy, it is really saying, honey, you've been doing some work, okay? You've been doing some work, and a lot of you are doing a lot of unnecessary worrying here about your life and how things are going to unfold. You need to stay focused right now and continue to put in the investment that you've been putting in, whether that's working on yourself, working on your relationship, or working on your plan, and then infusing it with some positive feelings, some positive affirmations, okay? So seed well planted, my love. Job well done, okay? Continue to nurture and nurse that healthy, holistic part of yourself and watch it grow some more with this 8 of fire energy. The more you continue to do that, you're going to see things are going to begin to pick up a pace and move very fast. Remember, changes in the atmosphere today and things are moving. Change is happening, okay? You might feel a little overwhelmed because things could be picking up and moving a lot faster than you desire, right? Just brace yourself because you are stepping into your own. You are coming into your own energy. You are going to step into new partnerships, new relationships. For some of you, new job opportunities. For some of you, new business ideas, okay? For some of you, new levels within this family, home life, love life, things are going to continue to move forward in a positive direction. So you need to let go of things that didn't work in the past. Step into where you are now. You have done work. You have invested maybe in yourself, whether it's physical, mental, or emotional, and you need to stand strong in that as you're moving throughout the day. Remember, change is happening. And some of the change may come in with a little conflict today, so you need to be mindful of that, okay? All right, my love. So guess what? Today is Wednesday. I am going to be live with Kim Warner on YouTube, so you guys can come on over. I gotta check. I believe I'm gonna put the links in the description box below. You guys can come on over and join us. When she sends me that link, I'm going to go ahead and include that link in the description box below. I also want you guys to know that I am going to be live on Thursday on Instagram with Kelly Kels. I don't know what we're talking about yet, but a lot has been transpiring and happening. I was live yesterday with Nye on Instagram, so you guys can circle back on that and watch it either in my story, okay, or you can watch it on her platform, okay. So now you can find her at Naila Only Speaks, right? So you can go ahead and look that up. I'm going to also have that posted for you. Not to mention, I will be back for Paid Forward Fridays on Friday, all right? So, all right, my love, I appreciate each and every one of you, right? Do something kind for yourself. Remember, you have the opportunity to control your life. You can be happy or you can be sad, but you can't be both happy and sad at the same time, so you're going to have to choose one, okay? All right, be kind to yourself, love yourself, honor yourself, my loves, and I'm going to see you all in tomorrow's Daily Vibration. Bye, my loves.